this is the hatch that's going to go, the new hatch that you've made that's going in Harry's room at the very front.
Yep.
It was just a bit of perspex.
Yeah, well, that perspex we put in there ages ago, it was a leftover window from someone else's project.
I can't remember what. Oh, it was a bit of plywood in there before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was just sort of drilled into place. So now this is the same sort of construction as the flooring, where you've got the PVC foam and infused it and made it with a flange integrated into it, and that's going to go on which side? You're going to that flange will sit on the
water pressure side. So this makes up the watertight forward bulkhead of the boat. So there'll be a rubber seal that goes on the other side of this flange.
Under this side, yeah.
Yeah. I laminated a flange on this flange that got glued into the bulkhead up the front there. So that it had a molded surface to mate with this. And yeah, so this flange will be on the forward side of that bulkhead. So if for some unbeknownst reason that the water level happens to get that high, if it gets that high, then we're in trouble. That the water pressure actually pushes against the hatch and against the seal, and the more water pressure there is on it, the more it wants to naturally seal itself.
Rather than push out.
Yeah.
Is it completely watertight in that bulkhead?
Yeah, there's a bung at the bottom, and this hatch are the only
ways for the water to get out.
Get in or out, yeah. Oh, cardboard.
Is that what it is? Cardboard? It looks like a bit of a ratty stick you're using. Some high-tech stuff there, Shane.
Yep.
Alright, and then you're 3D printing the handles for this?
Yep, just over there.
Oh, let's have a look. There's lots going on here in 3D printing world. What's this?
That's a offset scribe.
There we are. I see what you're doing there. Where's your dog? Are they dogs? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, they're in there.
Oh, they're tiny.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They don't have to be big.
Okay, so that is Shane's design, obviously, and he's gonna just put them in that little thing that he's gluing, the hole that you're gluing in there with your piece of ratty cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna lock it in place. Are they strong enough?
Yeah, well, all they have to do is just hold the hatch in place.
Oh, that's true, because the force is going to be on the inside anyway. So
exactly.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go and just film what we're talking about. In terms of context, let's show you what we're talking about. Okay. Let me show you before I get past. That is, can you see, the bung is now in our crash box. So Shane's installed that. It's just an off-the-shelf piece. Fairing and sanding has been happening in here. Alright, these are... Shane's still progressing with stanchions. So it's a little bit of a one step, and then you've got to wait for it to cure, and then the next step. So while he's waiting for all that to cure, this is the forward hatch we were just talking about. So behind there is the bow, and you saw in the video last week where we have the stanchion that was glowing blue. Looked really cool. So that will be completely watertight, and the hatch he's making will fit in there. That is what we're talking about there. Now, so this is pretty much, well, it's very close. I've got to do a little bit more coving and a few edges and try and hide a few imperfections in the actual hull. The only thing we're going to have a look at next is hatches. So just seems a shame now that we've got rid of all of the bolt holes that we then have that hatch there. So we want to come up with a solution that doesn't have bolt holes through the hatch, Also got an issue with it leaks a lot, so it doesn't seal properly, so we need to find either spare parts or we need to buy new hatches, and we're not sure we want that directly over Harry's bed because it gets really hot during summer. We're thinking we might look at a hatch on the inboard side that will double as an escape hatch, so you can sort of see what I'm talking about with all the bolts around it. So we've got a few ideas for that.
Oh, good job, boys. So what they're doing is Shane's glued in the shelf that they made. They're just sealing that plywood face there, and there's taping and bog all gone on there. There's a few holes that they've removed, put foam in to cover those up, and I think we're going to have a look at this divider here. Just feels a little bit like it might need a bit of extra looking at.
Shane has done, you go 2 more, and you can see there's a vacuum pump going on. Alright, well let's go down here because I think that's about to go on. I'll explain in a second. Okay, vacuum pump is working on inside laminate for the chain plate. This is the hatch, it's a composite hatch that we've made for the forward bulkhead. 3D printed some little hatch dog bone, not dog bone, I think you call them dogs, those sort of things, to seal it shut. That's finished. Yes, that's our little guy going on there. And I think next plan is he's going to chop out these bulkheads and doorways to make them wider. So we're going to go down here. But you will notice that this here is our chain plates. Hopefully you've all seen our chain plate videos. Making a composite chain plate, there it is. And what Shane wants to do now is actually widen the doorway, so he is marking all of that out. I don't know, it's a bit nerve-wracking because we're quite close to all of this, so don't try it at home, folks. And he's going to do both sides at the same time, I think. I don't know if I'll be able to talk to him because he's got his earphones in. How far are you going up? Oh, okay, so you're going to give it a bit of room. Venomous?
Not so much.
Oh, okay. I see. So you've got... huh? Alright. And then he's got to think about how he's going to cut around the chain plate with that one. Well, that's a nice lightweight. So Dad, how is it? A lot taller, isn't it? He's got his headphone, he's got his earbuds, the noise cancelling stuff on. That's pretty cool. Way nicer. Let's walk down here and have a look. One bulkhead, chop. Chop, 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 chop. The other ones. This is looking beautiful.
Toxic love, look how you make me happy. You take a hold of me. You take a hold of me. chill my blood. Run with my toxic love. Look how you make me happy. You take a hold of me. You take a hold of me. You take a hold of me. Look how you make me.
Is there any possible drips from the top?
That doesn't think so. Oh, alright. Got plenty on down the bottom. If I make the door, we can have the door that then gives me the geometry for those shelves back there. So then also if we've got the door in, it means you can close this door rather than the plastic skirt to try and keep dust under control. So we get the engine room door in, this bedroom door in, then I can work on the longitudinal on the outboard side here. Yeah, it just becomes a bit more of a self-contained
Yeah.
workstation.
Yeah, because the dust is a bit of a issue when I come in too, isn't it?
Oh yeah, look, you can see that pike is actually quite stern heavy and bow up right now. So
No,
it's
the wing deck runs on quite an angle from the
still.
bow to the stern. Yeah, so the floors and the bulkheads are within 0.2 of a degree of being level. So you always check, if you want to check if a boat's level, the bulkhead is the good indicator as to whether your boat's level, because when you build the boat with the bulkhead, with the boat leveled on the ground, and then you put your bulkheads in vertical.
Yeah, okay.
So your bulkheads are your indication as to whether you're trimmed fore and aft.
And so what do our bulkheads look like at the moment?
At the moment we're within 0.2 of a degree of being vertical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So our bows stick out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Design
quite
wise.
nose heavy.
Then we'd be very nose heavy.
Well, it's funny because this boat was originally a 40 that was extended to the 42, but
Yeah.
I have a feeling it might have actually even started life as the 38 that extended to the 40, that extended to the 42.
Yeah, because the mast is quite far forward on this boat when you look at it. I don't know if that's a design thing or whether it's...
Yeah, but it definitely was never a 42 in the original design.
No.
So all the water lines and volumes, when people go and extend boats, they completely cock all that up.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So plan of action is we've got Harry on the rewiring so that we can finish off the structural components in here. Did we mention that we need to put that longitudinal in? Because if we take this out, we've got a too big a flat panel there. So Shane's going to have to do that. So he's got a few bits and pieces, and
Make sure
also
it's straight with the new longitude.
and also edge capping all of this.
yeah, so I've got to finish the door, this door frame, so that we can hang the door. So that's sort of the next day or so's project.
And are you going to do the one behind you as well? Because you've been chopping,
Yeah, so
chopping the ones next to the...
these ones are now done. So I loosened the rig tension off because these bulkheads carry the rig loads and the rig tension. So I ease the rig off, cut the big hole. So you can see I've actually got clearance. I can walk through without stooping. Though it's funny, after 7 years in the boat, I still always stoop my head going through the bulkhead.
Probably grow out of that now.
Yeah. So yeah, now that I've got all the uni in here and it's all edge capped and cured, I can pull the rig tension back in the boat. So that side of it's done, but I still need to do the inboard side of the doorway. It needs to come out. You can see where I've cut here. It's all really crap.
Well, the furniture's in the way, isn't it?
Yeah, so I need
pull
to
out some of the nav station.
No, I don't want you to pull anything.
no, I've only just got to pull that panel there out.
So what? Snip it up there and then just pull this panel out.
Yeah, I'll see if whatever screws or whatever it is to pull it out.
Okay.
So.
And you still need to do, because you've done both these doorways at the same time on the starboard and the port, so you've still got to
Do the same on the
do
port.
the edge capping on the other side.
Yeah, so the port side is the same as this in that I've done the outboard side where the chain plate is, so that the aim was to get the outboard and tops done of the chain plate bulkhead so I could get rig tension back in.
Yeah, because we're sitting without rig tension in it.
Yeah.
Can you just, I would just like to say that this is something that you shouldn't just chop out without knowing what you're doing. So
Yeah.
it's sort of like it's what you do, Shane, and you work a lot with composites and the engineering, and even like sometimes you will check with a couple of very clever friends that you've got, like before you.
Yeah. Every now and then you bring it up in conversation that I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and they'll say, "Yeah, you're good to go," or "What are you doing, you idiot?" So, yeah, there's. I'm probably not your average boat DIY YouTube channel guy.
Yeah,
America.
I think that's what I'm trying to say. Don't just jump into it because you've seen Shane do it.
Yeah.
On Young Barnacles. It really is serious stuff that we're doing to the boat, and it does need a good engineer to look over.
Yeah.
If you're going to do structural changes to the...
People don't know 90% of my background, and a lot of my background is to be able to do all of this without too many questions. So, yeah, that's why we're doing and why we can do what we do, because this is not new exploration stuff for us and learning as we go. This is day-to-day work for me.
I mean, sort of working in with composites and re-engineering and refitting racing boats and things like that. That's the background. So we have done some pretty high-tech stuff with some high-end race boats, and so it can be done. Don't just sort of race in there and slap what you think should be, and lots of carbon isn't always the best answer.
Yeah, if your background is not composites and your background is not engineering, then
Don't do it.
Well, phone a
Don't
friend.
do it.
Phone a friend.
You got to phone a friend. And even some of this stuff it's not even go and ask your local naval architect guy, because even they will then go and phone the friend and say, talk to their composite engineering mates. It's quite specific, some of the stuff that we're doing here.
I guess the aim is though that we're sharing it because
we're showing that it can be done. The coolest thing with boats is that they can be chopped and changed, modified, brought up to date and rejigged. So
it's a plastic boat.
Yeah, it's a plastic boat. You cut it, you chop it, you glue it back together. That's the really, really cool thing about plastic. And it doesn't matter whether it's polyester, epoxy, or whatever. It's one of the cool things about it is that you can change it and modify it. You're not fixed and stuck completely with.
Yeah, and it's going to
what
be
it is.
as strong as what it was before.
Absolutely, 100%.
Well,
so.
stronger.
Well, in
putting-
our case, it's going to be stronger, just because we are inherently designing it to be stronger with the modifications and upgrades.